Hey everyone, thank you for joining another master classes for every Thursday. As you know, we get together and we cover one topic. Today we have our special topic again with Stefan is back from Street Text, Facebook ads and lead made easy. And I think today's session is going to be about retargeting. And as you know, I have my YouTube channel with ton of information for all the real estate agents to learn things about it. Just almost many topics are covered already in that YouTube channel. Just allowing people to come in as I'm speaking and cover the presentation. Accountability calls, don't forget 8:30 every Monday, and we have role play at 9 o'clock. And of course, our master classes every Thursday at 10 o'clock. I have my site as well for you. If there's anyone's interested to learn more, called Successful Realtors. And the WhatsApp group that we have is for real estate agents who are interested in door knocking. And it's free for everyone to join. There going to be material, supporting material, help, and so on. Okay, so today we have Stefan here from StreetText, and we had a conversation before with Stefan and okay. And last time he covered a little bit of Facebook ads and what StreetText does. So today I want to ask Stefan to cover. Stefan, why don't you cover again for those people who couldn't attend last time? Tell us briefly what does StreetText do? What is the importance of having Facebook presence or online presence for real estate agents? How effective it is very quickly, and then take us to retargeting, which is very interesting part of Facebook.
Sounds good. So once again, thank you for having me here. Happy to be here. And as we go through this presentation today, or demo, I should say, feel free to jump in, ask questions. Remarketing or retargeting can be sometimes a confusing topic. So feel free to ask as many questions as we go through. So what StreetText is, it really is a platform that makes it easy for you to run your Facebook ads online and just deploy them very quickly and easily. And so we aggregate all the data. We show you which ads are working. You can deploy them in a couple clicks. And we've got a whole bunch of built-in tools, like split testing that's built in to lower your lead costs. Agents that run, for example, typically campaigns on our platform versus themselves save about 30 to 50% of their ad budget on our platform. So they save a lot of money. So often you think, well, I could just do it myself, but you have no idea how much money you're wasting by doing it yourself. And so that's a big one when agents come to our platform. Or we have a lot of agents that come to our platform that were previously using an agency. And so they were paying upwards of, say, $1,500 or $2,000 a month for their agency. And they come to us because our platform can just does it so much easier. And in addition to making the ads easy, for a lot of you, sometimes you're just busy and you don't want to do it at all. And so we actually have some tools built into our platform that can do it all automatically for you for a small fee. So it can completely be automated. So depending what stage you are in your business, we have a lot of options for you. But the core thing about the power of this, I guess I should say, is we actually just got back from a conference in Las Vegas called Unlock, and it's a big Zillow event. And I realize as Canadians, and I'm also Canadian, so don't worry here, but the story is still interesting. And so, for your US counterparts, Zillow is obviously just a massive search engine that, they would be your sort of realtor.ca equivalent, but they own a lot of the data. And they are now charging leads. And so this is the industry standard in the US. They are now charging, they had got up to 40% of your commission. So for the leads that are coming through, and they had a multi-share rule where they could share the leads, say, with you and other agents. And now, because of the new one-to-one rules that are coming in January, Zillow is now charging agents, if they want to be a Zillow Flex partner, so they get all these leads, an additional $10,000 a month just to get these leads, and plus the 40%. So the reason I want to share that is it's a little bit different in the Canadian market, but things do change over time. And when you look south, it can take a while, but there's a lot of mix-up and some changes that are happening. And my encouragement to you is that when we're at those events and our customers come to us that are at that mutual event in Vegas, They say, we are so thankful that we started using a program like StreetText, years ago or months ago or whatever it was, and that we're building up our own database of leads so that we're not dependent on these big giants. We're not dependent on these 40% models or plus $10,000 in fees. And I mean, there's other customers there that are happy that they have that exclusive market share, but they are also behind the scenes using products like ours or using our company to begin to build their database. Because if you own a large database, what I mean by that is if you own a large database of prospective sellers and buyers, and you think about it, you put your marketing hat on. So you don't think about it as a real estate where you're wanting everybody to buy or sell today. Think of it as you want everybody in your community, ideally, to be in your database, right? You want everybody in there that might be buying or selling in the future. And you want to make sure that when they do it with you, and you own that database. So whether you email them or use remarketing to stay in front of them, you don't have to pay anybody else to get in front of those people. You actually have that list. And that's a powerful thing of what Facebook ads can do for you. You can attract the community that's interested today and interested in 6 months and interested in a year to you very inexpensively. You can build your database, and with tools like we're going to show today with remarketing, you can actually warm up those leads without even talking to them. And you can make sure that when they decide that they're ready to do something, they do it with you. So hopefully that's a great intro for all of you. If you got any questions, please let me know. Other than that, I can start sharing. What are your thoughts, Ashton?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, sure. So once again, as I mentioned, it can be, I should say, remarketing can be a little confusing. So please please ask questions. So you either throw your hand up if you like, and Ashton can read out, or just let me know that there's a question, or put it in the chat, or just you can even unmute yourself if you like, and you can ask a question as we go along. So maybe and you throw this in the chat right now. How many of you are familiar with the concept of retargeting or remarketing? And what I mean by that is, how many is anybody running those type of ads now? Or do you know what it is? You can put yes in the chat. I'm just curious. Or do you have any questions about how it works?
Stefan, I think very easily, for me, remarketing or retargeting looks like a billboard. Every day you pass on the street and you see McDonald's billboard sitting there. So that reminds me of retargeting. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Another good example is if you think about, typically in the e-commerce world, if you're, say, buying some shoes online, but you haven't bought them, but you've been looking at them, and you're looking at, let's say the Nike website, and you're browsing some shoes, and then all of a sudden you hop onto Facebook, and those same shoes you were just looking at are now in your news feed. And later you go somewhere else, and there's those same shoes again. And that's the power of remarketing. Essentially, what they're doing is they know what you're looking at. Nike knows what you're looking at, and they want to make sure that they can keep those shoes in front of you, because all of the consumer data shows it takes about 7 to 10 impressions or touches with that product before you buy it. So they want to make sure that they're consistently putting that marketing in front of you on an ongoing basis. And thank you for that question as well. We can chat about that a little bit too. And in fact, actually, remarketing is a great way to increase quality, if you like, because it's not what you have to think about with all leads. Doesn't matter where you're getting them from. Again, back to that marketing question. So Mr. Imran had said, I ran Facebook ads, but quality hasn't been great. And I have, we've been doing this since 2010. We have heard every sort of I guess you could say, complaint, and we've also seen every possible success on the ads. In fact, our business ourselves has grown on Facebook as well. And so what I want to do is I want to share with you the insights of the learnings that I have on that. And one of the big mindset changes that we've realized that when people have with Facebook is, don't see even leads. When you're running leads, or you're running ads and you're generating leads, don't see them as leads, see them as people. They're actually people on the other side of you, right? And they're on the other side of Facebook, and they're clicking on something that you're running, or they're seeing something, just like that example with the Nike shoes. You're looking at shoes, you're a person, you might fill out some of your information, but you might not be ready to buy today. So if Nike reaches out, you just say, hey, I'm not interested. but it doesn't mean you're not interested. It just means you're not interested in right now, or maybe you don't want to be bothered by anything. But that doesn't mean that won't change in the future. So many incredible transactions have happened from people that have said, hey, I'm not interested right now. And so my encouragement to everybody when you're running ads or you're generating leads is don't look at it transactionally, like where you need something today, because that can happen. But look at it as like, how much value can I provide to these people with my marketing and with my business, and how big can my database get? And I assure you that when you generate and create value first, you will be surprised at the quality of the leads. The leads are the same, but the quality dramatically improves. And the leads didn't change. It was just what we were providing the leads changed. And so that's my encouragement to all of you. If you've run ads before and you struggle with it, I totally understand why, you're probably hoping and expecting that when people clicked on an ad, they were ready to do business with you. But it's a little bit like a proposal. Like, you walk up to somebody and you propose to them on the street. They don't know who you are yet. But if you can add value, and remarketing can do this in a great way, and they can allow them to get to know you, lo and behold, suddenly, if you propose later on, they could say. And so that's really my encouragement. If you've tried this before, or if you struggle with it, it's a powerful source of generating new business, but you have to think about it perhaps a little bit differently than you might have in the past. So back to the remarketing. Remarketing is when ads follow you around. So what I wanted to first show you here was these are ads that this particular agent is running, and these are not remarketing ads. So we're running, in this case, list of open houses, for example, and he's generating some leads on it, and he's got a bunch of these, and he runs a lot of ads. But here's another one with a buyer campaign where he's got about 649 leads, and see all available homes. This is out in California, in Cyprus. And so the reason I want to show you these first is that these are your typical lead gen ads, and there's tons of them. There's seller ones, buyer ones, all sorts of different ads or campaigns you can run, which we covered on the webinar previously. But what Chase is going to want to do in this example is, how can he stay in front of these people, these 649 leads, and how can he warm them up to the point where they want to do business with him, even if he's never met them? And this is the power of remarketing. So I'm just going to hop over to another screen here, this one here. So I just want to share a quick little story with you, though, just as I show these ads. We have had now, I have two examples, and one of our clients is a woman named Wendy. And Wendy uses this exact strategy that I'm about to show you. And she does everything you see. So she generates leads in StreetText, and she runs the remarketing ads. She was in like a Lowe's, like in a Home Depot store, and she was in the store, and she had this woman come up to her and said, Wendy, I see you everywhere, but I've never met you before. And Wendy's thinking to herself, I have no idea who this lady is. And this lady says, I clicked on one of your ads months ago. I see all of your campaigns. I feel like you're a bit of a celebrity to me because I see you all over the place, and it's really cool to meet you in the store, essentially. Lo and behold, Wendy's chatting to her for a few minutes, and she gets her listing appointment, and she lists her home. The reason I tell you that story, though, is because that's essentially what remarketing ads can do for you if they're done right. You are building trust with people. It's called a parasympathetic relationship, where it's like when you see people on Instagram or you watch all these different celebrities, you feel like you know them, but they have no idea who you are. You're watching them. You feel like you've got insights into their life, but they have no idea who you are. And that's exactly the same thing that can happen for you with all of your leads. You can generate a lead that has really no idea who you are, and then you can run remarketing ads to them, and you can completely build that trust. So I'm going to show you some easy content that's automatic for you that you can run for these leads to warm them up. And then I'm going to talk about some of the content that Wendy used that got her that conversation in the Home Depot or Lowe's store as well. So again, hopefully everybody's tracking with me. Feel free to ask questions as we go along. So the first thing I want to show you is I'm going to go to Chase has a ton of these different bundles here. This is the one I want to show you. So what Chase has deployed in his account it's called seller ad, under his seller ad bundle, and we'll talk about a bundle in a minute. He has these different remarketing ads. Now, these remarketing ads I'm about to show you, all of these are they're ready to go. You don't have to do anything. If you use StreetText, you one click, and I'm going to show you everything that's in here. All of these ads get launched for you, and we have a ton of them, and I'll show you what they do. So the first thing is that when you see an ad like this, and if he's going to launch it, if he actually views this ad on Facebook, it includes a PDF and a guide. So people are able to get information about the property, secrets to sell your home fast. All of this is created. You can, of course, modify the image if you like, but you don't have to do anything. And if you click on it, it will automatically open up. It will ask the question that people need to get, to get their information, and it'll automatically send them the guide that they were requesting. And you don't have to build this guide. You don't have to do anything. It's automatically built for you. But it's even better than that. If I click on, say, edit automation on this for a moment, and so I'm going to open this up for a quick second, you can actually see that when the person clicks on this guide and they interact with it, we're actually going to automatically send them a bunch of text messages as well. And these text messages are asking to see if they got the guide. If not, check your spam folder. And once again, it's just a quick little reach out to them about the guide. So not only do they get what they wanted, but you're actually going to be sending them text messages automatically to re-engage them. And again, these are people now that were already leads in your system. So they were already in your system, but maybe you would try to reach out to them, or the system was trying to reach out to them, and they didn't engage, but then they see one of your remarketing ads and they click on it. And if they click on it, all of a sudden the system is going to be re-engaging with them again after they got that guide. So this is an example of a very powerful remarketing ad that, again, I'll show you how to it's a one-click deploy. Like, it takes you 1 second to use it. And Chase is targeting this back to everybody in his StreetText. He's targeting everybody that visits his website with this, and he's targeting everybody that's ever clicked on one of his ads. And we can talk more about this towards the end of the webinar.
Can I
Yes.
ask a question? Can it be specifically mentioned which geographical area what ad goes into?
Like which area an ad is shown to?
Like, for example, or a city, or you say this ad goes into this city or whatnot.
Yes. So to a certain extent, you can do that. Especially when you're running the leads. So on the lead side, the remarketing ads, though, they run very differently in the set. And what I mean by that is when we're running this remarketing ad, we're actually not targeting a city. There's no location set on these ads. Instead, we're actually targeting specific audiences that you want to remarket to. And so what I mean by that is Chase wants this ad to be shown to people that are have a seller tag added in his StreetText account. So they're all his sellers. And maybe he's actually got 12,000 leads, but out of those 12,000 leads in his platform, maybe let's say 6,000 of them are sellers. He only wants his seller at leads to see this.
But a seller could be anywhere, right? It could be in Mississauga, it could be in Ottawa, it could be anywhere. So does that mean it goes to any province or any city, or?
Well, but it's going to be your sellers, right? Does that make sense? So it's only going to target your sellers. So it depends where you were generating those leads. So if you were generating them, say, in Ottawa, as an example, and you run this remarketing ad, you're only going to show it to those people that you created in Ottawa, right? You generated in Ottawa. Does that make sense?
Kind
of.
No,
it's a bit of
maybe
a
I don't know the basics of marketing. I guess I.
No. Don't feel like it's hard to get all this, like, because it's it's a bit tricky, and we try to make it as easy as we can, but it honestly is a little bit confusing. So if you can put them almost like in think about it as two buckets.
Okay.
One bucket, when I'm running my marketing, I want to attract new people to me. When I attract new people to me, I need certain ads that are going to appeal to people that have never met me before, that are interested in maybe, say, properties for sale or home valuations. And I want those ads to be targeted to people, let's say, specifically in Ottawa, or maybe an area of Ottawa that I want to
Got it.
And that's really on the lead generation side. Once you've created those leads, or those people have clicked on your content and you've got their email address and their phone number, for example, and you want to remarket to them or retarget them and stay in front of them, this is the content I'm showing you now, where we're creating content it's almost as if you've got this lead in Ottawa, and I want to build a big circle around them, and I want to make sure that they keep seeing my content. Does that make sense?
So you do the first part as well, then the first part where you
Yes.
actually do the lead gen, and this is the retargeting part.
Yes, and so we covered that with Ashton in a previous webinar, more on how to generate the leads. But feel free to ask the questions as we go along. And this one is I guess you could say the more advanced component with the remarketing. But the remarketing for me is actually, I would say, is the much easier part. And the reason is it's more set and forget. Once you've actually got the remarketing going, and this is why I'll show you how this ad bundle even works. Once it's going, you can basically forget it's even there. And every time you get a new seller lead in Ottawa, for example, they're automatically going to see your remarketing ads because you've been targeting that specific group of sellers.
Okay, got it.
And so, and yeah, and hopefully I don't go too fast here, but what Chase has also done, and I'm just in Chase's account, so I keep mentioning his name. What he's also done is he has these ads in a seller bundle. And what I mean by that is you can see he has this ad, and this one's currently paused, but if I scroll down, this ad is actually active. And in 16 hours, this ad is going to turn off, and this ad is going to turn on. And then it's going to, when it hits the end of the bundle, it's going to keep going down. Here's the end of the bundle. It's going to go all the way back to the top, and it's going to rotate again. And the reason that's so powerful is that for $3 a day, so not a lot of money, but you could make it $1 a day if you wanted. But for $3 a day, Chase is essentially staying in front of every one of his sellers every day with different content, and it's rotating. And so even if people never ever click on the ad, just like Ashton described at the very beginning, it's like a billboard ad or a bus ad. Those sellers are going to see you and they're going to see your brand on an ongoing basis. As soon as they enter, you become a lead. And most, if you're only running lead generation, you're not running remarketing, this lead might come in, they might initially see you, they become a lead, but then they might see some other realtors' content, right? Now with remarketing, this realtor is going to feel like you're everywhere all the time, just like they did with Wendy, because you're for $3 a day, you're literally showing them ads every single day, but you're just rotating that content around. So if they never do anything, they're going to see your brand and you. But if they do click on it, as I mentioned, they're actually going to be texted automatically. They're going to receive the PDF that they requested. You're going to see what they saw. So it's actually going to alert you to say that this lead is now re-engaging or looking at this PDF. Because remember, a lead that came in, say, 6 months ago, that is suddenly now, that never texted you back, but is suddenly now looking at secrets to sell their home fast, you might want to reach out to them, right? Like that lead might now be in a different, something's changed and maybe they are more interested today. So that's one of the powerful things I wanted to show you about remarketing. And so this lives in an ad bundle. So as I opened it up and I'm closing it down again, this all an ad bundle means, and it's a collection of ads that are rotating to specific audiences. In this case, for Chase, the sellers and his website audience. So that was a great question.
We can make a custom ad as well, like for example, first-time home buyers, webinar, seminar, whatever as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So let me show you, Chase has a whole bunch of different examples. Like if I open this one up here, resell homes, these are all custom ads that he's created himself. And so you can, in our platform, you don't have to just use our existing ads. You can use anything custom you want. And he's essentially got these are, I guess you can consider them like testimonials, but they're short little video ads. And he has these rotating. Also, this is rotating to his all leads. So he wants everybody to see this and his website audience. And you can see these ones are rotating. So yes, 100%. You can do custom ads as well.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Great questions. And so I'm going to show you how you can deploy these ads really quickly and easily on the remarketing side. But I just wanted to first show you the different kinds of content that you can leverage. Now, these ones here that you're seeing for Chase, this one, these are also pre-built. These are ready for you if you use StreetText. You just one click and deploy them, and all these free guides are ready. And you can see Chase is using all of these. And now these are targeting his buyers in StreetText and his website audience. So he's making sure that everybody that's a buyer is seeing this type of content and re-engaging with it. So the two questions that I think are remaining, and you might have more, one of them is going to be, well, how do you control these audiences? How do you do this? And how do you deploy these ads? So, and again, if there's other questions, feel free to ask me, but I'm going to show you both of those things right now. So I head over to the contact section for a minute here, and in here, I can control, let's say I'm tagging everybody. Again, Chase is going to have a lot of leads. There are about 12,000 leads. But if I click on this and I say I want to target people that have a certain tag, and that tag, he has a lot of tags. I'm going to type in, oops, my keyboard just went to sleep. So I'm going to use the word buyer. Let's say buyer. I'm going to click show results. And so I want to tag I want to create a list or a filter for every person that has a buyer lead. So in this case, it's 8,000 or almost 8,500 leads. I click save filter. I'm not going to do this for Chase, but I could call this, for example, my buyer leads. And I click create as an audience, this little checkbox. And the moment I click save as new, I have essentially created an audience on Facebook of all my buyer leads. But it's better than that because it's about 85, just over 8,500 leads right now in my buyer leads. But the powerful thing about our system when you're creating leads like this or doing this is that as soon as you get a new buyer lead and you tag them buyer, it will automatically sync that to Facebook. So in the future, if you have, say, 9,000 buyer leads, you don't have to ever do this again. The moment you do this one time, these buyer leads will constantly be in sync with Facebook. So if you've ever had to download a CSV file from your CRM and you've had to go over to Facebook and try to upload it and create a custom audience, and then the moment you do it, like a week later, it's out of date because you got new people that are in or out, it's a huge hassle, and that's completely removed with our system. So this is a one-time thing. You create this once, and from this point on, it'll always be in sync. And it works the opposite way too. So for example, if you have a buyer and they have the buyer tag, and maybe you remove that buyer tag and change it to something else, they will now be out of that Facebook list. So again, if you're showing remarketing ads to your buyers and they suddenly you remove that list, they're not going to see those ads anymore. So it's a very powerful way of being very organized and knowing that the right people are seeing the right content automatically, and you don't have to ever maintain it again. So if I click save anew, that's it. That's completely done. And you could create those audiences based on multiple things. It could be on multiple tags. It could be on stages. It could be on tags and stages. It could be on, all sorts of things. Like what have they done? And the estimated time frame for selling. You could create filters for literally anything. In addition to the filters for anything, we also have some big filters that are pre-made for you or that you can pre-use. And he's already created all these. But for example, if you wanted to just target everybody that ever is in your leads list, like remember, he has his testimonial ads he shows to his all leads lists. He just clicks this button once, and now everybody that's ever a lead for him he can use this on Facebook. If you've got a website and you want to make sure that you can show ads to people that ever visit your website or check out a property or just look at your website, or maybe you met them at an open house and they checked you out later and you want to make sure that you see them, you just click this button once. It's already created, so I can't click it. And you can automatically engage everybody that was ever on your website. You can do the same for people that ever even liked or clicked on an ad but didn't even become a lead. This is your page engagement audience. So we have all these pre-built for you. These are all one clicks. You one click them and then you can use them. And the same thing for video views. I want to make sure that I can retarget to people that ever saw, say, 75% of my video, or pardon me, or 25% of my video. Or I only want to show my ads to people that saw all my, they watched an entire video the whole way through. These are all pre-made for you, ready to go. You one click and then you can use them going forward. So any questions on that before I show you how to deploy the ads? Hopefully that's clear. We try to make it as simple as possible. If any of you have ever run ads on Facebook, you know how much easier this is than trying to upload your custom audiences. But if you've never done it before, this might still seem a little bit confusing, but I can assure you it's set and forget. Once you've clicked it and created it, you never have to do it again, and you can use that going forward. And so if I head over to the ads page now, so let me just see, I had one of these tabs open. Here's an example. And I'm in this here. And again, the powerful thing about what StreetText does, and we covered this in the previous webinar, is we aggregate all the data. So if I hover over this, you can see there's about 13,000 of these ads that are active right now. And you can see the aggregated email cost on all of those. And so that's powerful because you know that if you're going to launch an ad similar to this, you know that how well it should be performing. And if yours is performing completely differently, you might want to try again. And we limit your ability to make too many changes because we know how well the template works. But you could customize that, and you can even use AI. We have AI built in to help you make these ads more on your own. We covered more of that on the previous webinar. But the one I want to show you today is the remarketing. So on the left-hand side, you see this little filter that says remarketing. If I click on this, and then I click on the PDF ads, we have a ton of these ads ready to go for you. They are pre-made. They are ready for you to launch and deploy to everybody that ever saw or ever became a lead. So for example, the 6 questions to ask before you sell your home, you don't have to create it. You don't have to even create the image if you don't want to. And I want to show you how easy it is to deploy. So if I click select on this for a minute, and I open this up, even the image is there for me. Now, if I wanted to, I could click X here and I could upload my own image. And if you're using a tool like Canva, or you're good at adding your own images, or you want to put in your branding in this, by all means, you could easily create an image like this in Canva. You could put your branding in it. You could come to this ad and you can make it your own. So you don't need to use this, but you can. And Chase does. And a lot of our clients do. And it works incredibly well just as it is. So literally, you don't have to do anything, but you can modify it. You can make it your own. So if I don't want to do anything, I just want to use the ad as it is, I just click next. I click next again. This is my privacy policy. We help you when you start StreetText, you set this up. Again, this is a one-time thing. You do it once. This is just required when you're running ads on Facebook. You need to have your privacy policy in place. I click next again. And now it's going to say to me, it's got 2 questions. It's basically, who do I want to target this to? And who do I want to not target this to? And so, for example, if I click on the include, remember how we were creating that list for Chase of all his buyers? And I click, I want to save that filter. If I click save, I would see StreetText and then the name, what I called that. So if I called that my buyer list, it would say ST, dash buyers. And this would live here permanently. And that would then target that 8,500 people. And as it changes in time, again, it's a one-time thing. You never have to do it again. It will always live here and you can always use it in your marketing. Chase has created a whole bunch of different ones. And so I'm going to use this one here, which would be probably similar to what I would have created. That said the buyer list. And so the moment I do this and I click this, I could literally just click next and be done. I'm targeting my 8,500 people. If you wanted to exclude a certain group of people outside of that buyer list, for example, maybe I've got the 8,500 people in there, but I really don't want to show it to people that are maybe, say, my VIP list or whatever else I have in here as well. I could actually click on this again and I could remove even a certain group of people. So in this case, say I've got a certain senior list and for some reason, I just don't think the content applies to them. I could actually use this and this list will be minus out of this list. So it's the 8,500 people minus these people that will then see my ad. But you don't need it. You could just literally target the people that, that you're going after. And again, if I wanted to, see if Chase has it here that I can use. I could also target my website. So I could do all my buyers and everybody that saw my website, for example. And so you can add as many of these as you like. And you could use as few as you want, or you could remove people as well. And then I click next. I choose how much I want to spend. I choose if I want it to be on Facebook and Instagram. And I would recommend both if you have both, because those leads are often on both. And now I could just hit deploy and I am done. I have created a remarketing ad that will now automatically target those people that are all my buyers. And it's going to stay with them forever. As long as I leave this ad running, it's only ever going to spend $2 a day. And if they click and engage on it, it's actually going to automatically text message them as well. And it's going to send them the PDF all automatically, all done for you. You don't have to do anything. You didn't have to create anything. You just hit deploy and it'll build it for you. If I wanted to, I could also add some additional tags. So if you want to make sure that when your leads get sent to your CRM, that you're including some more tags that are specific to this. We are already including this one though. So this tag will automatically be fired for your remarketing, 6 questions to ask before selling. So it's a pretty good one. It's there. But if you wanted to say add some additional ones that you've created in the past or that you could either create a new one or maybe this is a priority one, you could add those here as well. And then you hit deploy and that is it. So hopefully you see how easy it is to deploy ads all of our pre-made remarketing ads automatically to Facebook for you and Instagram, and they will automatically remarket and retarget all of the specific leads that you want to stay in front of on an ongoing basis. So I have a few more things I can show you. I can show you some custom stuff and some video stuff, but maybe I'll open it up to questions again. I don't want to lose anybody. What are your thoughts on this? Do you see how easy that is? Any questions about it? What are your thoughts so far?
Stefan, I like your presentation. It was great. One thing I remember when I was doing Facebook on my own, they shut me down 3 times. Maybe I was fooling around a lot, but I got sick and tired, and I don't have time to play a game. So it was few agents that recommended StreetText, and I said, okay, let's give it a try, which was very great. Now, one of the things I recommend to everyone here is to just get in there. Don't make their life complicated. Just start with the first options you have. Call up and put one ad on Facebook and watch it for a few weeks. And you're going to see the result coming to you. Then you may want to go back to your StreetText, use another options they have called split text. So a split text is when you are targeting few different audience, and that's basically automatically done for you. It just, when you set up your ad on StreetText, it would give you the option, do you want to split text test it or no? And that's it. So take one step at a time, make it very easy for you. Once you get comfortable with that, then next step would be for you, maybe remarketing. So give it a try and go easy on it, and don't make your life too complicated with the things that are at this point is too far for you. Just take the first step and start getting leads from Facebook.
Yeah, that was a great action. I mean, 2 things I just want to point out there. One is all of our ads are compliant, so you won't run into any Facebook jail stuff that he mentioned. So that's a big benefit of running ads to our platform as well. And also another thing is that we actually have a managed ad service in our platform, and it's for $10 a day, and it'll essentially run all the ads for you. So you just basically say what kinds of leads you're looking for, how much you want to spend, and our team will run them for you. And it's a very popular service, and it's also like you just never have to think about it. Like you will never get a cheaper lead cost than our team will do. Like our team is so good. I mean, they are Facebook geniuses. They run this, they do this for clients all over North America. They do it inside out. It's all they do all day long. So, but the reason I was going to say that to you too is that you can even use that service for a few months to get set up, see how your ads are performing and running. And if you want to, you could then take it over after that. But you could watch what our team does for you in your market or in your area. So if this is feeling like a little overwhelming for you, or you're like, oh man, as easy as this is, I still don't know what to do. I just wanted you to know that the service like that is still available. So if you wanted to, you could have our team run all the ads for you. And then if you feel confident, you can take it back over, and then you could kind of run the ads going forward. But at least you would have seen what the team was doing in your account and what kinds of ads they were running in your market. So that's available for you as well if you need it.
Stefan, we are slowly running out of time now. One question, by the way, I put a link on the chat. If anyone wants to use that link that I put for you, you have 7 days of free trial. But the question I have for you, is there any video or training that is done through StreetText for like first time people log in there?
Oh yeah. Let me just talk about the training for a minute, because we have a ton of different resources for you if you've never done anything before. So first off, we have an entire StreetText Academy. We have this here is a course. So if I was to open this up, and again, you can take it at your own time, but if you really wanted to go through, there's a whole getting started with StreetText. You can go through this. It's going to cover everything in your campaign. It's going to basically, everything that, especially on the first webinar we covered, like how to run the home evaluation process. It's all here. It's all free. Even if you just did this, you would learn a ton of things about your business, even if you don't use StreetText. The next thing I want to point out is we have weekly masterminds, and these masterminds happen on Wednesdays. And they are like, it is literally all of our best agents coming on and talking about the different things that they're doing and using right now in their marketplace. We have had many people say to us, if even for the masterminds alone, they would pay the monthly fee. Like, the masterminds are just gold. We have a whole help center. We have all of our recent webinars. If you're starting a trial with us, our team is going to help out and connect with you just to help you get some good ads right out of the gate. But we also have weekly classes. So if I open this link up here, we have all these different Calendly classes. So for example, we have classes on ad help and performance. This is the link to the mastermind. If you need help with your remarketing, like we covered today in Q&A, maybe you want some help with your automations. All of these happen on a weekly basis. You just click on these, and then you just take a look at when they're available for you for your calendar, and you join one of those classes, and we can give you a hand and help you through that. So there's a ton of different resources, and actually in the StreetText Academy, I'll point this out too. I think we even have an academy class that is specifically on just remarketing as well. Here it is, and it's free. So, even with what we were just covering today, if you really wanted to, you could go through, it's going to talk about how to use the ad bundles, the templates, how to set up your audiences. And so maybe I'll even drop this little link in right here to the chat as well. And so all of this is available for you for free as well. So I hope, yes, there's a ton of helpful content if you just want to learn and get started and kind of like do it at your own pace.
Okay, 2 questions from the chat is how much is the monthly fee? And also, do we have to have a contract with the StreetText?
Yeah, great question. So I'll just go, whoops, I didn't mean to click that on my keyboard. Okay, 1 second here. We'll go to StreetText for a second here. And so no contract. I need to show you this free other little tool for everybody on here too. So I'll come back to that in a second. But I'll go here for a minute. So our pricing is, if you want to pay annually, obviously it's a little cheaper. If you want to pay monthly, it's just slightly more, but you pay month to month. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do there. And so if I'm on the monthly option, I'm paying monthly. The Grow plan is if you want to generate leads and you just want to be able to run all of the lead gen campaigns. You want our powerful tools like our split test feature, which I think we covered in the previous demo. Very, very powerful. And you want a lot of integrations. You want Zapier, you want to be able to connect to your CRM, but you just want to generate leads. That's for $79 a month on the month-to-month, or $59 if you pay annually. If you want to run our remarketing, everything I showed you today, and you want all those pre-built campaigns, all the audiences that are created for you, that's $159 a month. Or it's $129 if you pay annually. And that's basically going to give you everything you saw today and everything, all the ad rules, all the remarketing, etc. And the video ads. This would be called your omnipresent. Like, I just want to be like, I want more leads for my business. This is, okay, I've got a bunch of leads, or maybe I have a big database already, and I want to make sure that people do not forget about me and they see me everywhere all the time. And then if you want to you want to use our AI features, then it's a little bit more money. It's $249 on the monthly or $199 if you pay annually. And this is essentially going to allow our system to relaunch ads for you. So you have much more money than time. You just want people to, you just want the system to do a lot more of the work for you. That's essentially what you're getting with the AI plan here on the scale plan. So if you're just starting out, you don't need that. You can grow into that. So you'd pick either the 79 or the 159. There's no contract, but you're either going to pay monthly or annually. Of course, if you pay annually, you're paying for the year. So you've essentially paid for the year. Once your year expires, you can cancel any time, but you'd be losing your year. So keep that in mind. You're either paying monthly or annually for the plan. So hopefully that answers that question. I'm just going to read this question from Anna. Facebook has closed my ad options, not able to run ads. Long story short, I hired a company and everything got messed up. Very, very sorry to hear that. I know that can happen. That can be frustrating. You may be able to get your account back through Facebook. You may not be able to. Sometimes it's best just to create a new one. If it's completely messed up, I would just start over, create a new one. And then I'd recommend using a tool like ours, and then you won't run into that problem going forward. All right. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you this little feature. So one little bonus thing, if you wanted, no, we don't have time, do we? We're out of time. Ashton?
Pardon me?
I think we're out of time, right?
No, we have another 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll be really fast. This is just if you wanted to play with some fun tools. we have this little free AI ad generator tool, and it's totally a prototype. So, and I wish I could show you some examples. I could have them ready, but let's say you have some ideas for ads. You're really not sure, and you could run this for anything. It doesn't have to like this. The example here is I'm looking to find people interested in buying organic pet food. You can put in any idea you have here at all, and you put in your email, and our system will actually automatically build you an ad creative. It won't launch it. It'll just show you what it looks like, and it'll even include the images. It's pretty cool. It's a neat way of using AI to really build something around your idea. So if you wanted to try this, and the images are much, much better than you'd see on something like ChatGPT. It's a much higher quality image that it's hard to even tell it's AI. So if you wanted to, you could try something like that out. If you ever see an ad on Facebook that you love, but it's a competitor's ad and you want to make your own version of it, you can actually take a screenshot of that ad, and there's a little video here on how it works. You can upload that here, put in your email, and we'll actually make you a version of that ad to use. Again, it's a starting spot. It's not always perfect, but it can give you a starting spot. Or maybe you have some great content on your blog that you've been writing, and you want to create remarketing ads like I showed you today. Like you want to have all these remarketing ads that you can sort of go around people and and point them back to your website. Put in your URL for your blog and your email address, and we'll actually create you an ad specifically for your blog that you can use. And it's designed with specific copywriting, so the ad will convert. So anyway, it's just a free tool. If you wanted to play with it, it's streettext.com/AI, and you can try some cool ideas and see what you get. Again, it's a prototype. It's not always perfect. There's no risk to it, but the images can be a little weird, or from time to time, but yeah, it's free for you. It's fun to use, and it's been well received. So if you like that, and you want to play with some AI, you can use that tool as well. All right. Other than that, back to you, Ashton.
Okay. Any question?
I have a quick question, sorry. So thank you so much, Stefan. That was great. And I'm trying to just absorb all those information actually. But I just wonder if you want to start it, just we go to the website and it goes to like your admin, or you basically will be the one in contact with.
Use the link that Ashton put in here. There's that, yeah, use that link, and we'll make sure that we link you up with some really good, like our team will help you then. And so you won't be speaking to me directly,
Okay.
but our team that will reach out to you is, honestly, they're better than I am. Like they do this all the time. They actually run it in the markets for different agents. And so they will make sure they get you really, really good results, even in your 7 days. And so what I would say for the 7 days, the purpose of that is more to really, for you just experience how the tool works, get to know our company a little bit. And I think a big question a lot of agents have is, does this even work? And that's the purpose of the 7 days. So just try it out. Our team will kind of show you some different options. They'll talk to you about your market. And then you can decide if you want to go forward. You don't pay us anything in the 7 days at all, but the only thing you'd pay is if you're spending money on, obviously, Facebook ads. If say you're spending $5 a day or $7 a day to try some ads, you're still going to pay Facebook, but at least you're doing it on our platform. So you're going to get better results than if you were doing it on your own.
Okay, so thank you.
I just put the first webinar we had with Stefan almost a month ago, that you can go through the basic of how to start. But the best way, I put a link that you can go directly to StreetText and watch their videos. Anyways, we are here. You can contact myself or Stefan or StreetText if you have any further question. And thank you very much, Stefan, for coming. No more question here? No question 3? No question 2?
No.
Well,
Okay.
thank you. Oh, maybe another one?
No, that's it. Thank you very much, Stefan, for joining, and hope to see you another time, maybe next year.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity. I'll drop off now.
Bye.